You are building a foundation of knowledge. So make sure to read the previous lessons because they build one upon another, okay? Let's talk about attunement. Attunement is like switching from AM radio to FM, progressively looking for more precise sound or better reception. It's just like that. Sometimes there is interference and you can't get a good signal. And sometimes your radio may be old and you need to upgrade to a new equipment. That's what we're doing here. We're doing an upgrade, okay, on your brain and mind connection. It's the same thing with this communication, with mind and brain. They need to synchronize so you can clearly listen to your soul. In a previous lesson, you learned that the brain is divided in left and right side. Your brain is a physical device, like the radio. It operates to decodify your mind. The left and the right side of your brain, they decodify your thoughts either rationally or emotionally, right? That's how we learned before. And what is the mind? Oh, you're gonna like this. What does the mind do, right? So neuroscientists explain that the mind is a generator of energy that works through the brain. Not making this up, guys. This is science. Mind is not physical. Mind is energy. The mind uses the brain and the brain responds to the mind. The mind uses the brain, not other way around, okay? We generate this mind energy through thinking, feeling, and choosing to integrate what we receive from our senses. Each time the mind stimulates the brain, it responds by wiring thoughts and creating physical responses through the body, your feelings, and your sensations. For example, thoughts of worry and concern is like tuning into a low frequency radio station, and that energy translates into fear, and your brain will decipher these signals and send message to your body that you are in danger. You freak out and you start feeling anxious. That's how you create anxiety. It's an interpretation of the vibration of the mind. But here's the thing. Understand this and you will begin to cure all your problems, okay? This is precious information. Your mind is divided in 3 parts: conscious mind, subconscious mind, and superconscious mind. Ooh, this is juicy. Only 5% of your mind operates consciously. For example, thoughts about what you need to do today, planning, studying, working. The other 95% is subconsciously operated. For example, all your body functions, heart beating, breathing, walking, me moving my hand right now, it's my subconscious mind that's operating it. Subconscious also operates your life's records, good or bad. It's registered there. That's when we talked about having the cup full, remember? Most of the stuff that's stored in the subconscious mind, you don't even remember. It's not conscious. So your motives, your beliefs about people and situations are ingrained in your subconscious mind, which means you don't have conscious access to this information. Essentially, it's like you are operating your life in autopilot. Most of your subconscious beliefs are from what you observed as you're growing up. And most of the time, it's as if your mind was in autopilot by then too. And so you're never really conscious aware of this unless you stop, like we are doing now, to understand how this works. Let me give you an example. I grew up in a dysfunctional family, and my mother used to drop me off at relatives' houses. After many years, I realized that I had a subconscious impression that I am constantly inconveniencing others, that I am not good enough to be loved and taken care of. This subconscious belief led me to experience a feeling of anxiety every time I was in a relationship. I felt I was disturbing the person's life, that I was not appreciated, I was inconvenient. I did not know this consciously. I discovered this trauma through a process of self-investigation, patience with myself, journaling, self-inquiry, and life coaching. When I finally realized that I was operating my life with this feeling of inadequacy, I shifted my perceptions and my beliefs, and my life stories started to change. Psychotherapist Carl Jung said, until you bring your unconscious to conscious, you will rule your life, and you're going to call it fate. Scientists have proved that 97% of our worries are baseless and result from unfounded pessimistic perception that originates from our subconscious mind. This stresses our body tremendously. We feel trapped in our overthinking, overdoing, overreacting, right? Over-medicating. It's a trap. Knowing that your mind and your brain are separate things puts you in the control seat. Why? Because you realize that by managing your thoughts and actions, you can consciously choose what to produce instead of letting the subconscious mind to choose. How to manage your mind? How to deal with the avalanche of thoughts that comes every day? How to overcome the conscious mind's frequency or tendency to cling to negativity? How to be more conscious of your choices? You're learning this here in this course. Stay with me. It's a process. First thing is to become the unbothered observer. Then you empty your cup. You activate your gatekeeper. These are the steps to be implemented, not only to read about or to listen to me talking about it. Are you implementing this in your life? Right now, not tomorrow, it's right now. Your life won't change by just listening to me or reading what I wrote. You must implement this knowledge so you can collect the results. That's what I did. So we talked about the mind, conscious and subconscious, right? There's another aspect of the mind, which is the superconscious mind. This is the part of the mind that's all-knowing. Some therapists like to call it your higher self. It's the part of yourself that has always existed and will always exist. It's your true self, and it contains all the power you need to transform your life. This is a very extensive subject, so I recommend you to study about it. Google, learn from scientists. They are exploring this aspect of us, the superconscious mind. When you learn to tune into the superconscious mind, you know that successes and failures, joy and pain, health and sickness, light and darkness are only perceptions. In reality, they do not exist. At this level of awareness, you know that all of reality is but a dream, and that all is subject to change by changing how you observe things. This is very important. Wayne Dyer was one of my favorite coaches, and he used to say, change the way you look at something, change the way you look at something, and the thing you are looking at will change. That's awesome. And that's the sum of what we're talking about. So your super conscious mind is your God within. God is within you. This is it. It's the aspect of your mind that's capable of miracles. Just rest in this information. Think about it. You now can better understand the previous lesson when I said, become the unbothered observer. This training is progressively teaching you how to bend reality. You may be having a lot of questions right now, but here's my questions to you. How are you going to orient yourself to this truth? How are you going to use your superpowers to tame your conscious mind? Answer in the comment below.